Well, hello there, fellow Elden Lord, or maybe a wee tarnished. I take it you woke up today and wanted to play the new Elden Ring DLC, but have no idea on how to get there. Ultimately, you do need to defeat Mohg and be able to interact with the cocoon after the fight, but depending on where you are in the game, that could take quite a bit of time. I recently started a New Game Plus just to collect the Bolt of Grand Sacks. Cheap Platinum, I just thought it was going to be a good idea to kind of ramp up for the DLC. To my dismay, I kind of shot myself in the foot there. The cool thing about all this, though, is that you can make the process as quick or slow as you need to, but if you're like me, it's our DLC and we need it now. The only prerequisite is that you are going to need to defeat Godric. Outside of that, can be summed up in just a couple main steps. That's going to be completing the Varre Quest line, completing Ranni's Quest line, defeating Radahn, and then defeating Mohg. Boom. Alright, so assuming you knocked out the prerequisite, that is, taking out and defeating Godric, all you need to do is travel all the way back to that first grave site that we have when starting off our first Elden Ring experience. And you're going to have the ability to talk to Varre here, and he's going to recommend you travel to the round table. If you haven't unlocked it already, the easiest thing I can recommend is just go to a couple grave sites around the map. They're everywhere. And eventually Ranni will give you the option to travel to the round table. Once you're there, all you need to do is turn around, work your way backwards, and you'll be able to come to the two-finger lady. I think her name is pronounced Ania. Nothing really important there, but then from here we need to go and find Varre again, and in order to do that, you're going to find him in the Rose Church. Sadly, there isn't going to be any gravesite nearby, so you're just going to have to travel to that outside from another local buy one. Once you do get there, he's going to ask your opinion on the two fingers, and it's going to be best that you recommend that they're a little bit weird and they kind of creep you out. After that, though, he's going to obviously bequest you with another task, and from there what you're going to do is you're going to be taking Festering Bloody Fingers in order to invade playable characters. You're only going to have to do this 3 times in order to finish this quest line, and you don't need to be successful either. So if you're anything like me, you're going to hop in and try to make it quick, and this actually was probably the longest, most miserable part of the whole experience. And that's really because no one really was catching on the fact that I wasn't there to play and I was a man on a mission. Return to our homie, and then he's going to reward you with Lord of the Blood's favor, which is going to need to be soaked in the blood of a maiden, which honestly is probably the weirdest part of all of this. There's a few ways to do this, but the fastest is to travel to the Church of Inhibition, and there's already going to be a dead maiden that you can walk up to, and it'll give you the prompt you need. Once you do take the time to get back to Varre, he's then going to take the time to thank you by snapping your shit up and reward you with the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. Do a happy dance, because step 1 is now finished, guys. Next up, though, is going to be starring Ranni's quest line. It's going to take a little bit more effort on the front end. That's going to be because it's going to require you to get to an area known as the Three Sisters. In order to do this, you need to travel through Caramana until you come upon the staircase and travel up, and eventually you'll fight Loretto. Once you do fight and finish there, there's going to be an archway that takes you straight through to the Three Sisters, which is then going to be comprised of the 3 Rise Towers. The only 2 you're going to need to know about, though, are going to be Ranni's and Seluvis. From here, once we have the location, we're going to make our way over to Ranni's first. You're going to climb all the way up the tower, and once doing so, she's going to ask you that you join her service. You're going to want to accept this by exhausting all of her dialogue, going all the way back down to the bottom, and then speaking to the spectral forms of Erdtree, Blaidd, and Seluvis. From there, you will then travel back to Ranni to officially start your quest line. Once we do that, we're going to need to meet Blaidd down in the Siofra Riverwell. Wow, sorry for that, guys. And then you'll make your way down. Once you're down here, though, it's a pretty straight shot. It's mostly southwest, but you can follow this path. Once you do, it will eventually take you directly to our homie Blaidd, which then he will let you know that we are just out of Nokron and has no idea on how to get there. And the next step in this puzzle is going to be talking to Seluvis himself. Once we do travel back out to Seluvis Rise Tower and the 3 Sisters we originally spoke of, he's going to give us an introduction to then go to our next homie, Sellen. In order to need to do that, you're going to go and travel to the Waypoint Ruins. If you haven't already done that, it's just on the east side of Limgrave. You'll go down to the bottom here in this mist tower, assuming you haven't beat it. And once you do defeat the Mad Pumpkin, you will have this little door behind, and then this will give you the option to show your letter of introduction from Seluvis. From here, she's going to inform you that in order to do that, you're going to need to defeat Radahn. Sadly, this will require you to work through everyone's favorite part of the map, and I bet you guessed it, that's going to be Caelid. You're going to need to work to the southeast corner, where eventually you'll come up the grave site known as the Impassable Gate Bridge. There you will have a way gate that's going to give you the option to use and will teleport you directly into the castle. From here, you're going to walk up and you're going to hear a man yelling to you from above. Take the time to work around the stairs and let him know that you're there to kick Radahn's ass. Once he declares the festival is ready, you're going to go onto the lift, take your way down, go through the way gate that I'm sure you're all familiar with. But at this point, do another happy dance, guys. Give yourself a pat on the back and a little round of applause, because the light at the end of the tunnel is almost there. From here, if you guys remember that Pureblood Knight's medal that we got as a reward for helping Varre in his quest line, this is the time to go ahead into your inventory and activate it. Once you do, it's going to bring you out to this place known as Mohg Mausoleum. Take the time to follow the same path I am. It's pretty straightforward. A lantern obviously is going to help you pretty significantly, but for the most part you can work your way along these corridors. They kind of pretty easy to follow along and relatively straightforward, like I mentioned. Once you do get to the end, you're going to see a staircase and you'll see kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. Take that opportunity to go in, and that's going to really be the last part of this hard-fought journey, guys. Once you're out here, all you're going to do is wrap around, you'll get to a lift, we'll take it up, and then obviously you have the option to fight Mohg. If you guys haven't already, he's obviously a challenging boss battle, but I believe in you, and you got plenty of battles up ahead of you. But we didn't become Elden Lords being baby-back bitches, right? I think not. But that's going to do it for you guys. Once you're done fighting Mohg, take the time, if you want, to talk to the NPC besides the cocoon. There's some dialogue there to exhaust if you're really that interested. But outside of that, interact with the cocoon, and you guys are ready to roll. If this was at all helpful for you guys, though, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribe down below. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I hope you guys have a blast with Elden Ring DLC. And peace.
Like us, they have heard kindly Miquella's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid.